Hey, Scruffy. A little early, huh? So, yeah, probably about 15 minutes earlier than our earliest start. So, but we have done dinner at this time before, just a few days ago, actually. Okay, so I'm gonna sit down in the chair and see if Scruffy comes over. Wow, came right over. Is that some grumpy meows for waking you up? So, oops, Scruffy's popping. Too much excitement for him too early, huh? So anyway, yeah, it was another hot day. So I checked the forecast, and looks like we got another 4 days of this. It's finally supposed to come down to something more reasonable. So I want to do dinner early again tonight because I want to try to go out tonight for a late bike ride. So if I catch it right before sunset, it gets cool enough where it's not miserable. So I went for a run last night. More talking. So I brought out Scruffy's water today, and it seemed fine. So I think I just maybe not used to this much excitement right after being woken up. Maybe. So anyway, yeah, I went for a run last night, and the first 2 laps it was still really hot. It was kind of a struggle. By the 3rd lap, it started cooling down. But yeah, that was kind of right at sunset. I think my 3rd lap was actually better than my first 2, even though I was, getting tired. And then I decided to do one more lap because I thought I could make it. So the sun had already technically set, but there was still enough ambient light that could see, and I thought I could finish one more lap before I completely lost the sunlight, and I think I just made it. So because I went so late for my run, I saw there were people at the park, but yeah, most of them were kind of wrapping up whatever they were doing. There was one big giant bouncy castle at the park, and yeah, it looked like they were starting to dismantle it by the end of my run. So today my plan is to do the bike ride instead of the run. So today actually was cooler than what they predicted by a couple degrees. It's still too hot, but according to the forecast, each day is supposed to get a little bit cooler than the previous day, even though it's all too hot. But now the forecast is suggesting, today it didn't reach the peak that it was supposed to reach, but tomorrow is still supposed to be what they predicted, so tomorrow's actually going to be hotter, if the forecast is correct. If I had known that going in, I might have done things a little differently. One of which is, so I'm out of my soup, so I need to make a new batch of vegetable soup, and I was thinking either today or tomorrow I'd make it. But because it's been so hot, I don't really want to cook in the house, even though I need to do it. Since tomorrow is supposed to be a little cooler than today, I thought, well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But it turns out today was actually a little cooler. And so I started changing my mind. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to start preparing everything, but by the time I got around to it, it was actually kind of late in the day. So I did most of the prep work. So I chopped up all the vegetables and put most of the ingredients in a big giant pot. I need to add a few more last minute things tomorrow, but the bulk of the work I've done now. But instead of actually starting to cook it, since by the time I finished it was kind of late, and I didn't really feel like so if I started that late, I wouldn't be able to go for a bike ride, because I'd have to, for safety, turn off the stove when I leave, and then it wouldn't cook. So I decided I'd just put the pot in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow I'm just gonna throw it on the stove, add the last minute ingredients, and then cook it tomorrow. So hopefully it won't be much work tomorrow. And then maybe I'll stay in tomorrow, I'm not sure yet. So since I did a long run, so 4 laps yesterday, and then I'm planning to do hopefully do a little more than my baseline route today. So tomorrow I might need a rest day. So it'll be a good excuse to take a rest day if I have to cook. Okay, let's get Scruffy's food. So I got smelly fish and kibble. So I decided I'm going to save the chicken skin probably for tomorrow. I think I actually have 2 helpings of chicken skin left. So I think tomorrow and then maybe the 2 days after that, space it out. So I don't think Scruffy's very active right now because of the heat. So I don't need to give him extra food that often. Got a tangle there. I think that part's shedding actually. Okay, I'm done. So let's see. I don't think I saw Scruffy on the table this morning. I actually forgot to chill the water until kind of late. But I did chill the water. I did remember the late morning. It's probably not as cold as the previous days, but it's probably close. So anyway, at lunchtime I came out and didn't see him. And then when I opened the blinds, I saw he was sleeping on this side of the deck near the water bowl. Since I was already kind of come out, I decided I'd wake him up and bring out the water. So I put down the water and I really stretched, kind of keep it far away since he was kind of close to where I was putting down the water. I didn't want to scare him. I kind of want to get him used to me, so the closer I can get to him without him actually backing up, I think that's better. So I tried to give him as much space as I could while still being able to put down a water bowl. And then I actually took a couple steps back. I think I actually went back to the door. So I didn't play the waiting game next to the bowl. But I felt, yeah, if he was going to drink water on this side with me standing near the door, might be good enough for today. And so yeah, he eventually did take a drink of water, and I just stood there filming him. So I'm trying to change up my vegetable soup recipe a little bit. So the first thing is, the major thing is I'm going to try to add more, or actually I'm going to try to add some tomato paste, quite a bit of it actually. So I've just been using tomato sauce, and that's, I don't think it's potent enough. I think it needs more kick. So I think tomato paste may give it a lot more flavor injection. My problem is I don't exactly know how much tomato paste I should use. So I'm improvising a little, and then I'm taking some cues from the family of recipe we have for spaghetti sauce. So that's really good. It's a really good recipe. Probably a little too rich, especially for a diet, but I thought I'd try it. So adding a bunch of tomato paste. Originally I was thinking I'd add a whole box, but I saw that our spaghetti sauce recipe actually uses less It's actually like 1 can short, I think, of a box. So I figured a whole box might be like way overkill. So, but since I'm not putting in a lot of the other stuff that makes our spaghetti sauce really tasty, I decided to go with half a box. It also makes the number easier. Because every time I cook the spaghetti sauce recipe, I always have to deal with the remainder problem when I get another batch of tomato paste. It always annoys me, so I thought, hey, let's try doing the full, or do a full half box, just so it makes the inventory easier to manage. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I was actually thinking originally I was going to get the giant can of tomato paste. Can get at Costco, but because it's really cheap. But that would be like the equivalent. It's like I think the can's over 100 ounces, and the box is only 72 ounces or something. And because you have to open the giant can, it means you got to have to use it all, or you have to freeze it. And so I was thinking maybe I'll buy the can, and then maybe I'll just try putting the whole thing in there. And then I was thinking, well, if I put the whole thing in there, maybe I should not use tomato sauce. Just skip the tomato sauce, just use tomato paste. And then add a bunch of water. But since I didn't have I didn't go to the Costco that had the giant can. I didn't have it on hand, so I had to use the box, which is actually more expensive because it's organic, whereas the can is just regular. So it's more expensive, but I think I'm saving on the gas because I didn't have to drive as far. And then I didn't have any celery this time because, the store didn't have any. So that was a problem. So I'm compensating because I have some extra potatoes, so I'm putting more potatoes in there. And then I have, I think, more carrots, so I'm putting a little more carrots in there. Okay, I'm going to move the ball for Scruffy. I think he really wants me to move the ball for him. Even though I think he ate most of it, but there's little tiny bits of kibble under there, so. And then I know one of the things I'm waffling on is olive oil. So for a spaghetti sauce recipe, add a cup of olive oil. And it's partly used to help infuse some fat into the recipe, particularly because the spaghetti sauce recipe we have it's a meat-based recipe, so we've been buying leaner meats over the years. And to basically get some of the flavor back, compensate it by adding olive oil. My vegetable soup, however, doesn't really have any meats to speak of, so I'm not sure if I should add the olive oil or not. On one hand, it might make it tastier. On the other hand, it might completely ruin it, because I'm not really supposed to add it, especially since I don't have any meat. Okay, folks, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.